The first section that I have of this video shows me very frustrated at my electronic equipment. And I want you to warn you ahead of time and let you know that I'm over it. I got over it. And I've developed a method to where I don't have to worry about that anymore. So, if you watch the rest of this past this point, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, I just wanted to catch this on camera. So I delivered my first load, emptied it, sent in my empty message at 8:15. It is 10:49. I mean, what do you do about this? I don't know. Then I sent my arrived at location because I'm picking something up where I dropped off. I guess the only thing I have left to do is to turn my truck off, turn it back on, disconnect the main power, and we'll see if that fixes it, because this is like the thing that is not good. I mean, this just slows down my day. And resistance is futile. I know we're all going to be assimilated into electronics someday, but Omnitracks. Maybe it's just my unit. I don't know. Alright, so I got a pre-plan. This is going to be a bad day. So I drove 20 minutes to get here. Dropped off my load, which was good. I got half of it unloaded without it raining, and it was partially covered with a tarp. So I finished untarping it under a shed that they let me park in, and then they finished unloading it. So that took about 45 minutes. It was no big deal. Then I pulled out, and got my paperwork, did my empty call. It's still, I did a complete power reset on my rig. It's still, let's go to the outbox. So it's 11:03.
They done gave us the grim warning. I'm going to have a pretty small paycheck this week.
Yeah, the whole touching my screen to get it to focus again, yeah, that crap doesn't work. But thanks for the advice anyway. Anyway, there it is. It's in my empty, there it is, sitting there since 8:15. Then I did my arrival, because they said, yeah, just pull right back in. Go to the preloaded lot, and they'll give you your paperwork. And so I've got my paperwork for my next load, and I haven't even got my work assignment yet. It's all loaded, secured. They had straps on all these coils, and they weigh more than just the 8,000 pounds, so I threw a chain on each one of them. So they're all covered. I'm close. I think I'm at 49,000 pounds. So I'm going to start driving. I'm going to do all the stuff I need to on here, but my leaving shipper message is going to sit in here as well. I don't know, maybe as I drive down the road, maybe it'll send. But then I get all these messages saying, hey, you're supposed to send your arrival before leaving shipper, and blah 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 blah, and it's like, yeah, Omnitracks. If I were to give it a rating, I'd give it well, 3 out of 5 stars, and 3 is generous because I have to rely on this to do my job, so I give it an extra star. Yeah, so I directed my GPS to just go to the city of Terrence, Michigan, which is where this load is going, because the pre-plans don't have addresses, which does not make sense to me, but hey, maybe that's the way the system is designed, to only give you part of the information because they don't want you to know too much. I don't know. Obviously it's system generated, these pre-plans, but they're sent to you by a person. So, and the pre-plan looks just like the mission assignment, the work assignment. minus the street address. It just gives the town name. It gives everything else. Oh, that's the other thing. So it's 4 hours away. So I'll get there at 5 o'clock. But it doesn't deliver until tomorrow at 10. Awesome. Not. Okay, it's 4:57 Central Time. And I want to say it's the 24th or 25th, whatever day Thursday is. I'm at my drop-off location, and this is where I'm going to park. I'm not sure if any trains are going to come by tonight. But there's some train tracks here that go around the facility. And I might try to... Nah, I'm not going to worry about it. I was going to move over closer, but there's like, 2 truck widths in between my truck and that edge. So if anybody's coming out or going in, they'll should be able to make it fine. I don't know. I don't think there'll be any trucks coming in. I went and checked in with the shipper, or at least one shipper, and told him I was here to drop off. And he says, are you scheduled for tomorrow? I'm assuming that's because there's like nobody here. And I used their restroom right inside where I'm delivering, and there's really not a whole lot of people here, so it might be a skeleton crew for the night. This is what I've got. I've got I have 4 coils. One's 15,000, which I'm assuming is the big one in the kind of the center. Then a 10,000, 10,000, and a 9,000 pound coil. They had 4 straps already assigned on each coil, but that's not enough, so I had to add to what they are. This is a preloaded trailer, so I got a new trailer, and it doesn't have a lock latch here, which makes me nervous though, because I usually put a bungee cord through when it's latched, and on the hook I usually run a bungee through that and then up to here, so it kind of adds an extra level to secure that. As with all trailer swaps that I've encountered so far, I had to swap over all my equipment, and since this one came with 4 straps, I had to leave 4 straps. I also had to leave 1 tarp, but this load was tarped with I guess you would call it a pre-tarp. It was green, solid green, and I think they use it to tarp the loads until the driver comes and picks it up and basically takes that tarp off and retarps it with the tarps that they have. So I have all my equipment that I had on my previous trailer has been moved to this one, and that one's empty. So I guess that's the procedure. I had to use anyway, I've got a new trailer. And I've calmed down from earlier today. You gotta wear safety glasses and a helmet if you walk in to use the restroom. So I guess it's my OCD that kicks in, because I had enough information that I could continue on with my day, in which I did. I headed towards this town, and about 20 minutes after I left the shipper, I got a message saying, don't forget to send your empty call. And I pulled over into a rest area, did my first load check, and replied back, I did. And a few minutes after that, all the messages went through, and I received all the stuff. So in the end, nothing slowed down my day, and I ended up with all the information that I would prefer to have. And luckily for me, the paperwork had an address on it, so in case, because there's a switch on our truck that we can disable the electricity to everything. And after I secured everything, I turned off my electricity, or I did the master cutoff switch, and then went inside to get my paperwork, and they walked out with me to make sure I left the right materials, because they give you a sheet that says, hey, you need to leave 4 4-inch straps, 2 bungees, and a tarp. And I left them the tarp that was previously on this load. What's strange is my lumber's there, but all those coils are on lumber that they had pre-placed and nailed down to the bed of the trailer. It'll be interesting to show, but this is delicate stuff, so I don't want to untarp it in this cloudy weather. Anyway, after they inspected everything, I came back out and turned on my master switch, turned my key on so I can get everything to start up. I also remembered to do my inverter, to turn that on, because when you turn off the switch, the inverter cuts off, which kills my refrigerator. So I had to turn that back on, and everything's nice and neat now. And when the Omnitrax came back on, it had no effect on the outgoing messages. But it didn't seem to have trouble receiving messages, because I received messages continually while my 6 messages sat in the outbox. Because in addition to a leaving shipper message, I also had to do a trailer swap message, and there's 2 of those all on the same macro. But I mean, I dropped off one trailer, I had to tell what its condition was, and then I picked up a trailer and had to basically state the same thing. And so in even though it has difficulty at times sending out messages, I guess the main thing is that it still tracks time adequately and correctly on my logs, which is the important thing. I guess the sending messages immediately is a convenience, I guess. And again, I guess I should apologize, because hopefully I didn't sound, I don't know, I was frustrated, obviously. And it's those type of those little things that get to me, because I expect if they're electronic devices set up to help and serve us, that they work correctly. And I don't know what its issue is, but I've decided after everything went through that, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. If I have a pre-plan, I'll just start heading towards the scheduled destination, and it'll all work itself out. Now, on the other hand, if there's an empty message waiting so I can get a work assignment and I don't have a pre-plan, I'll be making phone calls, which I have done in the past. But I try to avoid phone calls, because I know my fleet manager is, she works hard, and I try to just use the Qualcomm unit if I have a piece of information I need to pass along that they can get to when they need to. I only call when it's an absolute necessity, because I'm assuming there's a lot of drivers that call with non-necessity information, non-necessity bits of information. Yesterday's video, it would have had video like this in it, except in my learning curve of trying to master the GoPro download onto my computer and convert to video stuff, it deleted the folder that had the videos for yesterday in it. So, and it pretty much was like today. But luckily, after a few attempts, I figured out how the process is going to work best for me, so I can get through that without deleting data and converting the videos correctly. So I'm here until, it's 5 o'clock Central Time right now. I guess I'll go put in a nice long movie, because I don't deliver. I'm here. I go in that door apparently at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Maybe sooner if they come out and are like, hey, I may go in and just check in when I see people, just to let them know I'm available to unload earlier if they're available. But obviously to let them know that I'm willing to wait until my scheduled appointment, because I try to be a professional with all our customers. Anyway, that's it. The truck has been washed by the rain again and still looking sharp, I think. My floor is completely trashed because it started pouring down rain, and I put on my Gore-Tex, and I still got wet, not from the rain, but from my sweat, because it was like 90 degrees there in Alabama. And wait, Kentucky, sorry. So you're either going to get wet from the rain or wet from your own self. What are you going to do about it? I've organized my videos into playlists. I've got one for daily drives, one for the time when I was in training, and also one for special projects, which is just getting off the ground. If you're unable to click on any of these links, please see the video description below, and those links will be contained in the video description for you to utilize. If any of my truck driving videos with Maverick have helped you make up your mind to drive with Maverick, I'd appreciate it if you'd give my name to your recruiter as a referral. Every little bit helps my family. And again, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that now. Thank you.